Yep, everything got messed up. That explains.
Testing one, two. Testing one, two. All right. I think, okay, I think, yay. All right, awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited for these workshops. I'm BU. And like Sam said, I've been a streamer for 8 years. So I've been there at the very beginning when we didn't have very many tools to now where we're overwhelmed with so many tools to pick from. It's hard to know where to start and what's worth doing. So I'm hoping with my past experience and continuing to always try to expand what I know about streaming, we can bring some of that information to you so you can get started without so much like research and time, to try to figure it all out. So we're gonna try to
Takes a lot of
clean that
time and
up for
energy.
y'all.
That we can attest to. Um, I don't think either of us would call ourselves like the perfect at streaming or the best. We still have struggles, and no stream goes off without a hitch. But we can help you avoid a lot of the issues that we experienced early on. And the tools have changed, right? The world of streaming has
Gosh.
changed so rapidly.
Oh yeah, especially in the last couple of years. I took
Even
a
months.
small
Even
break.
months.
True, yeah. All the clip tools that are available now to make your clips.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have that when I was doing a lot of gaming content back in the day, but
So why did you
um
take a break then? Was it related to how much stress or effort went into making the content as opposed to the tools available now?
I I've taken a couple breaks over the last 8 years. Some of it would come from burnout, just working too hard, doing 13-hour streams, not doing
Big
it in
no.
healthy manners, being overwhelmed by the demand of the community and what they wanted, and yeah, you hit walls sometimes, and you're forced to take a break, which is what I'm trying to avoid now.
Mm-hmm.
Is being forced to get into those breaks. The last time I took a break was when the site Mixer shut down. I was a partner with them and really passionate about the project and building their website and
Yeah.
streaming on there. It was enjoyable, but with streaming, you never know what's going to stick around, what's going to change and go away, and you have to be prepared for those moments because you never know. You never know, especially when you're playing around on the smaller upcoming stream sites and things that aren't as stable as Twitch or YouTube. But even amongst those platforms, things change, policies change, and you have to find ways to navigate that.
Yeah. So maybe we can talk a little bit later about some of the policy changes and things. But right now, I want to start off with asking the community, asking the chat, are you guys making content? And if so, how are you making that content? Because that's really important to know. And if you can optimize that process so that you're not spending your whole life just trying to make content yourself and bring your audience in to help make that content, it simplifies things. And that's kind of the goal of live streaming. It's live content creation. It's a lot easier than making original content, purely original content yourself for every marketing post you're going to do on socials. And B does this a lot too, just reusing songs and reels on Instagram to make extra content, layers of content. So a lot of you probably heard about Gary Vee and his content pillar process, where he takes long form content, audio recording, video recording, breaks that down into smaller bite-sized portions, and then sends it out, distributes it across all the different channels. We've taken that idea and used it for live streaming, where we create really good content in the Discord. We have really cool features. We do cool game nights and events, and then we share that out and make it into little digestible pieces. If people are interested, they go check out the full recording or the full event, and they join our community. So you really want to nurture and grow your community, right, B? Wouldn't you say that's kind of the essence of this?
Yeah, there's different reasons people get into streaming. Sometimes it's for, we're in a business Discord. Maybe you want to promote a product or your business, things like that. Maybe you're trying to reach more people live. Other people get into it for fun. They like the social aspect, getting to game with their audience and meeting new people. It can be a hobby. Some people want to grow awesome communities, and that can be around different things: gaming, business, cooking, arts and crafts. You're just trying to cultivate a cool community that you enjoy spending time in and providing for. So I would say like the community aspects are a really good reason to get into live streaming, to connect with others, because it's live. You get to have that one-on-one conversation with people who join in and chat with you. And
yeah,
I think that connection is really special. And, you know, you get to meet people from all over the world. And that's awesome. That blew my mind when I first got into streaming. It's like, you're where? And you're talking to me? This is so cool.
Technology is pretty incredible. I mean, we have people in Triba from all around the world, which always blows my mind too, that we get to, you know, work in such close proximity with experts from Japan, Taiwan, you know, in the Northern Europe. And I also think we have a lot of people in the UK as well. I think Ryan MDP in here is in the UK right now. So it's kind of a global audience reach when you start streaming. You know, whether you're in Discord and you just have your camera on, that's still streaming. It's just streaming to a private audience. And some of these platforms have tried to replicate that to make more tight-knit communities. But we should start off talking about where you should be streaming, where you should be going live, because that matters. How do you figure out where you should be going live?
Well, that one is kind of an individual choice. Your top one would probably be Twitch. A lot of people use it. It's been known as a video game site, but it has changed over the years, where it now has just chatting, podcast, education, game development. There's all kinds of different niche categories, so you can go on there and find one that fits what you're doing. Yeah, a lot of really great artists on there, musicians. So there's quite a variety, and that would be the probably first place to kind of experiment and check out. YouTube also has live streaming. I haven't personally live streamed on there. But they also have a large variety of types of content provided. There's other smaller sites. Some of them, Trovo, Glimish. They're really small. That can be an interesting choice, because starting on a small platform, the other streamers on there will notice that you're there. They'll come say hi. You know, you might start off with like, you know, if you're a large fish in a small pond kind of situation. Right. It might be a good way to start off, because you're connecting with other people trying to grow, and they're usually tighter knit.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be better for finding other streamers to work with, especially like you may not reach your audience that you want to, you know, pay you money, but you will still be finding people to grow your own network, because the people on there are looking to partner, looking to grow the platform, which grows their revenue source. It essentially comes down to what sites are doing the marketing for you, because their algorithms are pushing your content. So either it's Twitch or it's a bunch of these smaller sites. And honestly, it sounds like it might even be more beneficial just to go with some of these smaller sites if you're getting more exposure from a larger or a smaller audience. It's percentage of engagement, right? So if you're only getting 0.00001% of Twitch's engagement. Maybe you're getting 1% of a small platform. If all the streamers are checking out new streamers, they like what you're doing, you may not only get a couple hundred views, couple hundred followers, but those followers are going to be the tight knit ones that are going to follow you to Discord, and they're going to be the ones who come and help you when you're on another platform marketing to a larger audience.
Yeah, so that's another approach you can take. That's kind of what I did with Mixer. I had started out on Twitch and I was doing decently, but I saw that with my numbers on Mixer, I would be at the top of the platform instead of buried on Twitch.
Exactly.
But so yeah, if you're starting out, it might be better, especially when you're starting from nothing. It could be better to start small if you're willing to put in that time. If you already have a following, Twitch is great, and then Discord is a cool place to stream that I'm discovering through Sam. I had never really considered doing it on Discord, but now it makes sense because right now I'm live streaming on Twitch. We're still live here and having a cool conversation.
Yeah.
So that goes along with your workflow that you were talking about earlier, is how you can utilize multiple ones. And then there's also a platform we can touch on called Restream if you want to go to multiples, and we can kind of talk about the pros and cons to streaming to multiple places at once.
Before we do that, why don't you tell us what was the pros and cons of Mixer and what happened there? Because I think it was a little different than Twitch.
Yeah, so there was a lot of really cool pros. I could talk all day about it, so I'll try to keep it short. Mixer had FTL, which is faster than light. There was no delay between me talking and interacting with my audience.
Like this live call.
Exactly, right. Exactly like here in Discord, it's fairly live. There's very little delay. And that created a really instant connection with the audience. On Twitch at the time, there might have been a 30-second delay sometimes. And even now, it kind of varies. Sometimes it's pretty instant. Other times it's 10 seconds or more, and you have to wait and pause and wait for people to type and get back. And it doesn't flow as smooth. So I really loved that. Mixer was also small and growing, so everyone on the platform really cared about where the direction was going. They wanted to guide Mixer into a nice positive atmosphere. We didn't want a lot of toxicity and all the hate raids and all that. So we were able to give our input and develop the site as we went. Again, very community focused, which I love, very positive, very supportive of everyone on there.
And that was the core team from Mixer.
The core, sorry, what was that?
Did you know anybody on the development team?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
So the staff was very involved with communicating to their streamers and the audience.
Wow.
Yeah, they would pop. It was great. Yeah. When I first started streaming there, other streamers were coming in, which I didn't experience on Twitch very often unless they were trying to steal your audience or whatever, you don't steal viewers, but they usually wasn't really good intents with that. And then even the co-founders of Mixer would pop into people's stream and say hi.
That's awesome.
Which was really great. And then their support would be there whenever you needed it. If there was a moderation problem, they were people appearing in chat and taking care of the community, which is hard to do on a larger platform where it has to be automated and there's not the staff to support that.
Right. No, that sounds like a pretty large scale effort on their part. So I commend them for their organization and execution on that, being there for their audience, being there for their content creators. That's huge.
Mm-hmm. It was because it trickled down. It trickled down from the staff taking care of us to us taking care of our audience, and then our audience, ended up taking care of everybody. It was just really good across the board.
That's what I want to replicate with Discord. It's creating like a group of streamers in Discord who are all linked, their channels, they're following their announcements. So anybody coming onto one of their communities can be like, oh, let me check who's streaming today on their announcements. They've followed all the posts. So we can see very clearly, the value in still being in your community as the core one, but having the connections with other content creators. I think that's the way to go.
It's hard to grow that, but as long as you're approaching it in a genuine manner and you really do want to collaborate with others and grow something special, I think it's wonderful, because what happens is your audience members, they'll watch you, but then they'll also watch these other streamers. And when you pop into those streamers' channels, you'll see your friends. They'll all be in chat, and we all bounce around to each other's content. And it just feels better. It's like, oh, I'm surrounded by friends. It's not a bunch of strangers in chat and I'm just watching the streamer. It's, oh, I saw you over in so-and-so stream the other day. Oh, how is your project going? It's a more natural experience, and I really like that.
Exactly. That's why I always try to add in other people's events whenever they make them. as my own Discord event. I'm like, oh, BU's doing something. Let me copy paste the event link, just copy paste everything into our announcements and make it an actual event on our server that they click the location, it sends them to that server. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, in terms of sharing your audience. You're not going to lose viewers that way. They're going to be appreciative of the fact that you shared something cool. We do that for Synergy stuff, like Synergy does stuff every week, and we do that for a few other communities when they do live stuff. But I really want to encourage it and ask you, if anybody's watching this and you want to do live content, reach out to me and we will set up a way to help support you in that live endeavor. You know, we'll collaborate with you and we'll be sharing those events as your quality increases and it becomes good marketing for you. You know, be sure to reach out to us. We'll help you get to that point. I'm getting a little sidetracked. Sorry. I just want to build that group. You know, I want to have 5 live streamers a week and then have other channels where we're sharing when we're not live. Kind of like a 24/7 content community.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I like what you're trying to do with that. Bringing cool people together makes it a lot more enjoyable when you're not out there just by yourself trying to make it happen. And that kind of leads you into this point. When you start out and you're new to it, you know, you're sitting there with 0 viewers and you're trying to grow your business, right? We're in a business Discord. And it's like, well, am I wasting all this time just live streaming to nobody? You need to be hitting up your friends, your family. Hey, y'all, I'm trying to do this thing. I'm trying to grow this channel. If you could help me out, you know, open my page occasionally. You know, you can lurk. You don't have to like say hi, but trying to reach out to people you know to help get you started, you know, is a great way. Because having 2 or 3 people in there is better than sitting at 0. People are more likely to click on it if they know that people are watching.
Right. And in Tribe, there may only be 4 or 5 people in the co-working chat when we're live. Today's a Monday. We don't expect a high turnout, but we make the content also for the future viewers, right? You're always anticipating, we say always stream like there's 1,000 people watching. So pretend like there's 1,000 views on this VOD or video. And what do you want those 1,000 people to hear? Not dead silence because there's no one in your Discord or no one watching the stream. You want to make it interesting for them. And you also be making content that you can then share outward, you know, smaller bite-sized content. We'll talk more about that later. And, you know, in the marketing workshop on Thursdays, we talk about micro content. All that can be plugged directly into this live stream system, right? And you do that a lot, right? You take clips and share it with your audience. Yes.
And it's been a fairly new thing that I've had to learn to do. Even I've been wanting to do it more after joining y'all and seeing what the workflow should look like. Because if you don't know what it looks like, it's hard to develop it, and it's nice when other people can help you. For example,
the process comes in. If it's stepwise, and you can delegate even if you need to, you can break it up. Ease of use. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead.
The ease of use is really important. So we talk about the tools later in this series, and when we set all the tools up, it's a whole bunch of steps. But once you do all those steps, you have a process that's very easily automated. Technology does 90% of the work, and you just have to make sure it flows smoothly from when you create the topic or event all the way through to posting. And if you just follow those steps, it works every time, you know, unless it's completely garbage content.
Yeah. A big thing is just doing it, just experimenting and trying it out. Because a lot of, like, what holds me back a lot is like, well, I need to have this, and this in place before I'll do that, instead of just winging it and going for it, and just, you'll figure it out as you go. So the other day, I was gonna do a cooking stream, but I didn't do the key live part. I didn't do it live, but I was like, I want to make a TikTok, which I'm not really good at. I make Instagram Reels all the time, but I was like, I want to make a TikTok with my own original audio and information. So I do a lot of cooking. I made French toast, and I just recorded each step with my phone. Just recorded each little, I'm pouring milk into the thing, I'm beating an egg, whatever, and I did little pieces of it. And I cut it real short for TikTok. TikTok wants like quick, like information. So it's all cut real short for that. Well, now I want to take those same clips and make it a longer experience for YouTube, where it's like, we're going to add this, and then we're going to add a half cup of that. And then, you know, you're going to cook it on for 2 minutes on this side, and kind of go more into detail. with YouTube content because it's better for longer form. But I kind of did it all out of order. If I could do the live stream, record it all, cut out the little parts where I'm adding the ingredients, I can make that short clip and then I can leave it a little bit longer with more detail for YouTube. That way I'm getting 3 pieces of content, my live stream, my YouTube, and quick how-to for TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts. So I'm still trying to figure out my own flow, but I have kind of the pieces in my head now, and it's getting exciting the more I learn about it. But yeah, that's science. Am I here by myself? Are we still here? Sam? We lost Sam, I think. Sam, where'd you go?
No, I had to grab a glass of water. I was dying of thirst.
Oh.
I'm here. I'm here
listening.
too. You're not alone.
I'm alone. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
Back.
my brain went blank after that, and I was
Don't
like, I'm
panic.
lost without my
No,
co-host.
I was thinking of a comment as well. That's exactly the essence of it, is long to short, right? It's so much more
Mhm.
effort to take a whole bunch of short videos than it is to take one long video and break it up. And however you slice it is always going to be faster. So the fastest way to do it, and the easiest with the most automation, the most integrations, because streamers have already been doing this for a long time, is use Twitch. I mean, in my mind, at least, so integrated. Just use Twitch. Doesn't matter what happens live. You can make a bunch of mistakes, but then you can clip out the best parts, and those are what people are going to see. Then you can string them together. There's so many tools to automate it. Just make it from the long form.
Right. So yeah, with Twitch, like you're grabbing your clips, and you can make that as easy as a button click. You can also use platforms like Streamladder. That's been a really cool tool. Streamladder and Join Combo both make clips real easy. What you do is you just take a portion of your Twitch, so that clip that you took, you take that, you grab the link or you download it to your computer, you drop it into Streamladder or Join Combo, and it lets you cut out your face or capture what it is exactly you're trying to capture on the screen.
Right.
And it puts it together. You get to use technology to put it together. I don't need to know how to use Photoshop, After Effects, video editing software. I don't have to know how to do any of that, because before I would need to download the video, upload it to some video editor, figure out how to cut it and paste it together. And, we don't all have time for that.
Artificial intelligence, AI, using AI to do X, Y, or Z. Artificial intelligence is just really long algorithms, sometimes overcomplicated in a sense that you don't need to be doing that much analysis on stuff. But these are algorithms. It's essentially artificial intelligence, because people have put their intelligence into this process to take your simple video and add all these things, captions, whatever elements, style, edit it, compress it. All that is algorithms done for you that we used to have to do manually. So now it's super easy for people who have no education of programming to make really cool, beautiful content simply and efficiently. So if you want to know those tools and you want to know how to apply them, we do it for several different businesses, and you can reach out to us. We're happy to talk to you about some of the steps and see how we can help you on that process too. But getting back to it, what else do we have to talk about today?
Let's see. Well, I don't think we even touched on how do you capture this footage in live stream, right? What programs are that?
That's
What
true.
programs
We're
are
talking
used?
about platforms.
Right. So now you need the tools to go live onto the platforms. And
Right.
there's quite a few options now. Again, there's so many tools. Before, we just had OBS. That's it. OBS. Then Streamlabs is a platform that you can check out. It's good for setting up your alerts. They've got templates, and you can make your own emotes, and pretty much anything you need as a streamer merchandise. They have it covered. They've been growing with the streaming platforms for a long time, since I've been a part of it. So they know what they're doing. There's free features and paid features now. But you can use Streamlabs. It's basically OBS, but they make it a little easier to input your alerts and things like that. One I really want to check out is Twitch Studio. Twitch has one in beta. Have you tried it, Sam? Okay, it's in beta right now, but it's kind of cool that they're building their own capture program to make it easy and accessible from what it looked like.
Yeah, it is interesting, and I think they're probably just trying to take back market share of, part of what happens outside of their control and their monetization. That's what I imagine. It'll just be like Streamlabs OBS, but you get to pay for premium stuff. I mean, there's a lot of content creators that have their whole business around making streaming elements for people. You know, like a lot of money. So if that was taken back by Twitch, they'd probably just take a big share of it, maybe give some to the content creators, but it would. I don't think they're even doing a good job of it. It looks like their native, their dashboard where you can move stuff around. And it looks kind of like that. It's about as good as that.
Okay, so it's kind of basic. Yeah,
very
I saw it in
basic,
beta,
very
and I
basic.
just haven't tried it yet. So
Have you used Stream Elements?
I haven't live streamed from Stream Elements. I use Stream Elements for my overlays and alerts.
I found the bee one actually the other day. So it's basically
Isn't
the
it
same way
cute?
for the overlays. It is. It's adorable. Go check it out at twitch.tv/bu.
TV.
Is that it? BUHQ?
TV on Twitch. Twitch, it's TV.
BUTV. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
I-
really
I
adorable.
struggled to get my name fixed when I
Yeah.
came back.
It happens.
It's all messy.
Um,
Hi, Fenders. Welcome to the stream. If y'all have any streaming questions out there, feel free to drop them in chat.
Yes.
We're kind of free flowing at this point, and would love to touch on more things that you're interested in. So that's what's cool about these live formats.
yes, please do. I'm checking chat here. Like we talked about, Triba doesn't have a whole lot of live people, but we post the best comments and the best questions and the best tools. And there's also a repository of them that we'll be posting inside of Triba, and you can find that in the subscriber section, which will be released soon. But how would you advise a newbie? We got a question from Tabalo. How would you advise a newbie to get comfortable on camera and being mindful of what they say and how they say it? Do you want to tackle that one, B?
I can tackle that one. Before I got into streaming, I was terrified to be on camera. I didn't like FaceTiming people or Skype calls. It was like no cameras. But I loved streaming so much that I really wanted to do it. And really, the way I got over it was just going live with a camera and just doing it, making myself do it until I got comfortable.
Yep.
Being mindful of what you say and how you say it. That one's an ongoing tricky issue. I say dumb stuff all the time.
Same.
As long as you're like not saying inappropriate things that are gonna get you banned.
Oh, man.
You're just gonna have to learn to monitor your thoughts before they come out of your mouth.
At the same time, you have to learn how to let go. It's weird balance, right? It's like you got to learn to just not overthink it, or you're just gonna say a lot.
Right.
And I say like a lot. I'll be fair, but if you
I don't-
overthink it, you're gonna say too much. If you underthink it, you're gonna say dumb too much. So it's
If,
kind of a balance.
I would definitely, when you first get started, go back and watch your VODs. It's not fun. I don't like it. I still don't like it. But it's going to show you where you're stumbling or not performing as well as you could be. You know, when you go back and watch your VOD, are you interesting to watch? Are you talking about interesting topics?
Self-assessment.
It's really practice. Just get in there and learn to do it. Having a friend come by to chat with you in chat can help too. Like, hey, do you mind coming by and just asking dumb questions and stuff?
Yeah. That goes back
be
to when you start
yourself.
streaming, get the people in there who would be your ideal audience. And then have them, get them to engage a little. Ask, even if it's just your friends and family, get them in there.
Yeah.
Find somebody who will just hang out with you during that time. Schedule it. Hey, I'm going to stream for 2 hours. Could you be there just to support me, interact with me? It would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. You can also write down notes. Like, here's some topics I would like to touch on. What's the
On your
latest
hand?
news on your hand? You
On
can
your
just
hand,
kind of
preferably.
hang on, y'all.
Be like,
Actually, it's funny. What were we talking? Okay, yeah. But write your notes down and have like topics that you can talk about when you're not sure what to talk about.
Yes.
And keep in mind, streaming doesn't have to be gaming. I think a lot of people have that misconception. It does not. You can sit and talk about taxes. You can sit and talk about the stock market or
I've watched you just eat
have dinner.
breakfast or, just sit there talking.
You can have, real moments with people, especially, we all come from different businesses and goals we have in mind.
Yeah.
But maybe provide a free class for whatever it is you're doing, a little bit of marketing. But you can still have fun though. Maybe your audience does like a game or two here and there. It shows that you're a real person behind
Right.
the
I like
content.
that. Give a little bit of free value. be a little open and authentic with people. Be real with them. That's kind of your whole brand, though. Be right. Just be you.
Be you, yeah. It took me about 3 years to kind of come up with that. And it was based on what am I trying to say to my community? Why am I live streaming? And I want people to go out and be themselves and chase their dreams and know that they can do it if they put in
It's awesome.
the work. And
It's
yeah.
inspirational. I think I've gone up and down. Like, I've had streamer burnout. I'd say right now I feel pretty comfortable streaming and I can help encourage other people to do what I do. But I've been in a position where I'm like, I've had panic attacks on live stream. I've had to just leave a whole group of people on video in Discord. It wasn't just a live stream. There was like 12 people there to hear me talk, and I just broke down. I was burnt out. I had been going through a lot personally. You have to take all that into consideration, and you have to have a
Mhm.
good community. Even then, your self-care needs to be on point.
Mm-hmm. It can definitely happen. I've had breakdowns on stream, and sometimes I just talk about it. Like, hey, I'm a real person. I have emotions. It's a bad day going through things. And your audience, you know, if you've built a good community, they're going to be supportive. And it's okay. If you need to
Mhm.
shut that stream off, like right now, and leave, just do it. Don't
Yeah.
kick yourself too hard for it. You got to take those breaks.
Yeah, it's hard not to kick yourself because you will feel
Like you're
feel
letting
bad
everyone
about it,
down.
but don't kick yourself too hard. Just know that like the best streamers, the pros, have gone through that too.
Oh yeah,
And it does get better the more you do it. The only
it
reason I
does.
am where I am today is because I've done like 300 hours of streaming in the last year or so, 2 years. So that's a lot of streaming, and I have not
Hmm.
been comfortable in front of the camera the whole time. It just takes
Well, that
practice.
you also don't have to be on camera either. Some
Right.
people do just fine without it. You're more likely to get clicks. I would definitely say it's probably more likely people to click and
And from a
connect with you
business
because they can
perspective, you're
see
more
you.
likely to get clients. If you're doing a talk
Yeah.
show or a podcast or something, you don't have to. But if you're doing it live, I really do recommend it because it's much deeper connection with your audience. It's taking advantage of the Web3 kind of technology that allows us to engage so personally.
Yeah. But if that's what's stopping you from going live, go live without a camera for a while until you get
Yeah.
used to talking.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to go all in all at the same time. You just get used to having a conversation. You know, there's lots of things you can do there.
Yeah.
Another way to go live, and I meant to bring it up earlier, is right from your phone. If your content's going to be focused on just you doing something without needing to capture a screen, your phone will go live to Twitch. You can set your title and what you're doing. Set your phone
Mhm.
on a tripod. Hey, yes, I'm here. You know, I do all my kitchen streams from my phone. I
Yeah.
used to do a lot of my just chatting from my phone. So those things can that way you don't have to buy all the equipment. So if you're like, well, I don't have my microphone and a camera and the lighting and
Right.
because that stuff gets expensive, and we'll probably do a longer talk on that another week
Yeah.
where we talk about the
I think
equipment
next
you
week
can
we're going to do
use.
equipment, aren't we?
I think so, because I
Like
think we
get
wanted
into
to
more
talk
of a
about
setup.
the tools and then
Yeah,
um,
yeah. So this is an overview, and then we'll get into more like here's exactly step by step. I'm thinking we'll pick one of those tools and go down that path, and then go through here's how to set up your overlay. Just an overview. We're not going to get too nitty gritty.
yeah, a real basic OBS. Here's your browser source for alerts, your camera, your mic, how to get it all running together. We can certainly do that.
And message and streaming time. All right, Sabala, take care, man.
Hi,
Message and
Sabala, thank
streaming
you.
time. If you have questions, we are open to the possibility of doing a more in-depth course on this if there's interest. You know, we'll walk you through all the steps of OBS and setting it up. But all these applications, except for the Twitch Studio, basically use the OBS core fundamentals. So I would teach you how to use OBS and then how to wrap it with some of these tools like Streamlabs or Stream Elements, because that will be the biggest advantage. You'll learn how to layer your screens, how to do all the sharing and audio, and then we can go deeper and be like, here's how you optimize it, here's how you use the lighting to make your camera look good. We want to take you from step one, not knowing anything about streaming, all the way to step affiliate, where you're making money from streaming. That's the goal.
Yep.
All right. It is only half past. Wow.
We're covering a lot really quickly. I was like, there's no
know.
way we're covering all of this in that
Are we
time.
going deep enough, chat? I mean, I know a lot of you are going to be watching this recording, so go to the Discord, discord.gg/triba, and go to the streaming channel leave your link, your channel link, or tag me or BU asking a question. We'd love that because we want to get back to you and help you grow. That's probably the best way to start engaging. Come to the next event. Yeah, and we hope you're learning stuff here. We're enjoying it for sure.
Mr. Design Cooks. Streaming is just as much for the streamer as it is for the viewer. Got to take care of yourself.
Exactly. Well said.
Very true. Very true.
Well
Yeah,
said.
because if you're not taking care of yourself, then who's going to show up to provide the entertainment for the stream?
And I totally did not have BU's stream up here on the other side. There it is.
That's okay. I don't have the tribal one up, so as long as we're covering.
I gotta claim my bonus though.
Oh yeah, grab those points that I don't
Yeah.
have anything for them to be spent on.
Uh,
There's a tribal business community, y'all, in chat. If you want to click on them and give them a follow, they do all kinds of really cool workshops throughout the week. This streaming one's a brand new one, but
Yeah.
they talk about using social media and Discord and different techniques for keeping yourself cared for while you're doing all of this as well. I love the meditation workshops and the self-care ones that you've been providing.
Well, it's not me. It's honestly the people in the community like you and Liam and Clara and Tabalo and Garrett. There's so many awesome people who have been the pillars of Triba. And as much as I have put my heart and soul into this, it's my baby, my Discord baby. It is still something that I could not have done without everybody helping. So this is a shout out to all the Triba moderators, all the Triba team and staff. I mean, there's a good 24 people who have put a lot of time and effort into making this successful. It is the reason it is where it is at today, and we have something live every single day. Like, that's incredible.
That's awesome. How long did it take you to get to a point where you have something live every day lined up?
A year and a half.
Okay. Quite a bit of things take effort and they take time.
Yeah.
And that time element, that's a hard one to accept sometimes.
I mean,
it's like
you have to look at it as a
you want to
time-
make it happen.
you have to
But
look
it's
at it as
like
a
it's
money
got to take it.
investment, right? Time is money. There's thousands of dollars invested in Triba, and it's not something I've charged money for. It's free to everybody. You know, we all share and collaborate, and we'll have some private stuff that's paid, but that's not my concern. But I've still invested a lot of time and money into it, just because I value that. And we will talk about ways like subscriptions and things that you can give to your audience that they can use to support you and make the content even better. That's the key, is let the community support you in your journey, and we appreciate your support. Every sub and every follower who engages is a valuable member of this community and BU's community, so I want to thank you guys as well for listening and participating. Ask your questions. I need more questions. Let's go.
What's the question?
I'm on a roll today. I'm on a roll. Let's do a little question and answer.
Yeah, money is one thing that streamers in particular and the communities around that don't like to talk about. We don't like to talk about, like, it's there. You're subscribing and spending your money, and streamers want to make that money. But it's a vital tool to make it all happen, to upgrade the equipment. Your time is valuable. And a lot of people aren't in it just for the money, but if you want to put out good content and grow that community and expand, a lot of tools cost money, and you're paying your internet and your electric, and you are going to invest money as a streamer when you get started too. It's not free to do. You're going to either be buying the games that you're playing or the food you need to make for your cooking stream and upgrading your equipment. And
yeah, it's very expensive.
It isn't it can kind of be free to get in. You've got your phone, go live. And then kind of grow with your audience. That's what I did. You don't start off making money. Do not get into this for making money, because a lot of it isn't going to pay off. It can. Some people make really good money streaming, but definitely don't make that your first goal. I would say building community is probably that's what my goal would be to build the community and surround myself with people that I love engaging with and working with. But I had a good point, and now it's slipping from my mind. Where was I going with that? Does anyone have any questions?
I need to take care of her. Okay.
What was I going to say about the money revenue stuff? Like I said, we don't like to talk about it because, you don't want to put out content where it's just like, all right, I need you all to get your wallets out and hand me money for no reason. You have to, if you're not making money, I mean, you're probably need to focus on putting out more valuable content that people are going to want you to provide more of. If you're doing a cooking stream, if I'm providing you good, valuable tips and tricks and teaching you things maybe you didn't know before, that's going to make your audience want to support you so that you can keep doing it. It is a community effort. I wouldn't be where I am without the community financial support as well. It's just a part of it. But money's a tool. So it's going to help you grow and expand. I'll be able to get better programs and bots and more entertainment and more tools to use.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I had to take care of a little baby interruption, but we are back.
Oh, it's okay. When I get
We're
full
back.
screen, I get nervous. I'm like, oh, I'm on the spot now.
Yeah. I mean, I
Welcome
like
back,
I like to move it around as well, though. It's just one of my like secret little things. You know, there's a lot of those, and if you want to, like, if we do this live class, I think we'll get a lot of that special sauce, like from you and me. Like, what is it that we're doing that gets people engaged? You've done it totally different. Like, you've got 11,000 followers on Twitch. That's awesome. I've never gotten that big at all. Like, and you constantly have people talking, and I love your chat. I've made friends in there. But like, I've done it
I'm
on
glad. They're
Discord.
so friendly.
Yeah, so I have a good 6,000 audience reach when I do stuff on Discord. Not all of them show up and attend stuff, but a lot of them go check out the content. And that's just what I want to share. Like, how do you share the right content that people want? It's taken me a long time to figure that out. But I think we're onto something with this specific stream too. I'm really excited about this session.
Yeah, hopefully we get some good information so that we can continue to grow as people and do what we do better.
And let's make it really interactive. I think if we do what we've been doing in our private streams, individual streams as well, we'll find friends in this streaming session, specifically content creators. I want it to be kind of like the Mixer environment you were talking about, where like we're engaging and then we go check out other people's streams and maybe do like a live review of it or live advice feedback.
Genuinely interacting with others. I think that's what's special about live
Yes.
streaming. And the last thing you really want to do is make it business and boring and like, some underlying, yes, we want to grow our businesses and make money.
Right.
That's always going to kind of be there. But when you approach streaming, you're connecting with real people, and you need to keep that in mind, and you need to treat them with kindness and respect, and do it for good, genuine reasons. I think you'll have better results. People can sniff out when you're being a little shady with what you're trying to do, but I believe Triba and this group is trying to grow something like genuine and fun. And I want to work with people. I want to help people be better streamers and provide more valuable content that connects. Like, I want to have those real connections with people. Like, we're willing to meet up and have video calls and help people get set up. You're not going to find that everywhere, and it's important to build a good, solid group of people around you so that we can lift each other up. And that's what I liked about Mixer. We were all just we wanted what was best for everyone. We wanted everyone to do well. Hey, you can go live doing this odd thing. We're going to show up and we're going to support you because we think what you're doing is great, and we want you to be able to share that with others.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. I will say as well that if anybody wants to do a live stream with us, they don't feel comfortable just being the only person on camera. I'm always down to hop in and be part of a live stream and collab with you. I'll help you get through those first. Those are often the hardest days, those first streams. So let us know what you're doing, what your thoughts are. We'll help you plan it out. We'll help you do it. Hop in Triba. I want this content to be very purposeful, very helpful for you.
I like that idea of teaming up with someone to go live, so you've got a friend there. I know it's helped me having you here to chit chat, because if you weren't here kind of helping carry the conversation,
it's so much harder.
Feel
I mean, it'd
a
be the
lot
same
more
way for
awkward.
me. It'd be the same way for me too. Like, and the best talk shows I've seen on Twitch are ones where they have 2 or 3 people and they're bouncing back and forth, and then they bounce to the audience and they do like a crossword puzzle or something, or they do a raffle or something. I think that'd be really cool. once we get some live viewership
Ooh,
as well,
mhm.
people are finding out this is every week on Monday at 12. I think then we'll start picking up the people who are interested in the live advice, because this is cutting edge stuff. I mean, we're only going to be sharing with you guys stuff that's worked for us, it's working for us right now, and you're not going to find that as easily online just Googling it, because there's so much marketing out there, so many people trying to get your money, and this is
Mhm.
free. You know, we'll
Mhm.
we'll help you with that because we're trying to make good content as well.
Yeah, we should touch on, yeah, in our future episodes, we should touch on, yeah, how to get chat interactive.
Yeah,
Like you said,
we
some
will.
streams have like games and things, and that's probably something that we could work on a little bit more with this content as well. It always seems like chat's really quiet, and they're probably just sitting there listening, right? And that's
Right.
hard to accept sometimes as a streamer. It's like, well, is anyone even watching? Are they listening at all? Like, but a lot of people lurk. A lot of people
Uh-huh.
lurk. They take in the information. They're, making breakfast. They're doing their daily business things for their job
Cheers
and
to all our lurkers.
listening.
We love you still.
Yes, thank you so much, lurkers. But finding ways to bring people out of that lurking space and to get involved in the conversation, I think that's something I could work on more during these formats, because it really does feel interesting when you're listening to them to like interrupt by typing in chat. You feel it feels different. So how do we
Right.
make that a more comfortable space?
Mm-hmm.
And I think having these workshops will help me understand that even better as well. I'm definitely going to learn and grow from sharing
Lurkers be lurking, yeah.
this information.
I've
Yeah,
consumed a
Venus,
lot
thank
of
you. Venus has
content
been lurking.
lurking. You know, having a stream open in the background while I'm doing work.
It's
That
I'm
word,
so used
lurker.
to lurk. Yeah, it's looking creepy. It's just like
I know, but I think it just means viewers who aren't actively engaging with you when you're live, they still might be people in your Discord who are participating or resharing stuff on socials, and they're also, yeah, can't be disregarded just because they're not messaging you. Don't be discouraged if people aren't talking in chat the whole time you're streaming.
yes, and that's something I've had to learn to do because I've pretty much done nothing but live content most of my career. I've not done YouTube or really thought about what I could do with my content after I'm done streaming. It was just live and it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody, some people watch VODs, but it's not as common to watch a VOD over a YouTube video.
Right.
So I've definitely had to learn how to continue to talk and know that what I'm saying could be listened to later, and not just in that moment. But
Yeah.
don't rely on chat to keep you talking. That's one thing a lot of people struggle with, is especially when they're starting out, everything's quiet. They just sit there and play their game quietly when you should be describing exactly everything happening in the game and talking about stuff that you maybe did yesterday. And that gives people an open to come in and pop in the conversation. So if I'm like, man, I had some French toast for breakfast the other day. I'm a huge French toast fan. It's so much better than waffles.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone in chat might be like, oh, no, 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 no. You haven't had my waffles.
Yeah.
These are the best. I'm a pancake person.
Yeah.
Bringing up topics that people want to contribute to is a
You
skill
never know
that
when
is
someone
good to
will
learn.
chime in there. And half the time people will join, listen for 2 minutes, or even less than that. Like a lot of videos will get 7 seconds. It's like somebody joined, they listened, and you weren't saying anything for 10 seconds. And they happen to be in that time period. They're just going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
They're never going to come back, probably. So you really have to keep it going, keep it active, not have dead space. That's why you have some notes to talk about. Even if it's just notes on like, hey, this week I did this and this and this. If I have dead space in the discussion, no one's there chatting, I'm going to just say these things. Keeps it light and easy. You don't have to stress about format and flow. Or you can go as far as to plan out all your talking points if you're doing the show, But always give time for your audience, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. When you're live, that's, the audience is really important for live content. Like they need to be highlighted and listened to. And that's why you're doing it live a lot of times, is to have that feedback and that engagement.
Right.
Otherwise, you would just do a YouTube video and edit it perfectly so that
that's the podcast model. Is the way people have optimized podcasting in a similar fashion is podcast and then upload immediately. Don't edit. It's just slap on an intro and make it a simple template. and then you just go out 20 episodes with people who are interesting. You still have to do the same thing. Still have to be interactive the whole time and talking and asking good questions, and all that is just taken to the next step with streaming. Now you're doing it live and giving people the opportunity to be there for that event. So it'd be like, you schedule a Calendly event for a podcast the same way you would schedule a live stream and just be like, hey, come to this. But the next step is copying that invite link, making it an event, sharing it with your friends, being like, hey, can you guys also come and support it? Now, instead of just one person you're collaborating with everyone who shows up. All your live audience is essentially a little micro collaboration if we extrapolate it to that degree.
Fenris says maybe write down topics ahead of time for your streams.
Yeah.
I think
exactly.
that is a great idea. I definitely know streamers who have like bullet points where they go through each thing. I kind of wing it, whatever I'm feeling that day, but then I get hung up and I'm like, oh, well, now what? I'm going to sit here awkwardly with my cup of coffee, like for a moment if I don't have like a plan. Plans
We've
are
all done
good.
that.
You can definitely wing it. Plans can help. They also, I've seen things, streamers have so many things now. You can get like these playing cards, a deck of cards, and they're topics for streamers.
Oh yeah.
And you pull one up and you're like, oh, here's the topic. We're going to talk about toppings on pizza, or what's your favorite game of the year? What was your favorite game growing up as a child? And it can give you ideas on conversation starters for your community.
Yeah, I would like to do a business deck version of that. It's like,
That would be cool.
here's engagement questions or topics that you can bring up that are very poignant to get people feeling like they're, not just feeling, but getting their voice heard so that they can speak up and have their opinion or experience out there for everyone else to appreciate if they want to. Not making it high pressure situation, but little prompts, even like, I'm trying to think of a good one off the top of my head. I'm thinking something like, if you could make a comfortable living doing what you loved, what would be the bottom line, or something like that. That's actually not a bad one. Because that gives you the opportunity to share. I've been here and I wasn't happy with it. I've done this. I've gotten to this level. I feel like I could live comfortably at this level. Anything more than that, I want to put back into X, Y, or Z, or help people. And that's the way we can understand each other a little bit more, is if we're opening up. Then you find people who want to help accomplish your vision or your mission. So really, maybe we should just have some simple questions around, what is your goal for this year? What is your goal for the future? Stuff like that. We could probably put it into a deck format and just go through one every session.
That'd be cool. I like the idea of having like one thought
Yeah.
invoking topic to get everyone's minds thinking. Yeah. So for those of you out there who maybe are thinking of streaming or just now getting into streaming, what is your purpose for it? Why are you becoming a streamer? Why do you want to be live when you provide your content? Are you doing it to build community? Are you doing it for fun because it's entertainment for you and you're just like, I enjoy it. Let's go live and chat with people. Are you trying to grow a brand? What is your reason for streaming? I think that's probably a good question before you get started to understand. So because each little category, you're going to grow them differently. So advice we're giving today might not apply for you if you're doing, just a hobby. How can you make streaming?
I will caveat that the advice this session is probably generalized enough that you could apply it to anyone trying to create live content.
Mm-hmm.
But we will get more specific into like, oh, your gaming, your business, your marketing, or your investing. It does change. I mean, how you make the content, like we talked about. That's a really good point.
Yeah, because I'm so used to the video game side, artists, musicians, where it's like, how do you take a business that's more businessy, I don't know how to more professional. How do you take like a good professional business and live stream it? Like, live streaming and entertainment a lot of times is like comedy and funny things and like
it's branding, it's marketing.
How do you cross that to a more serious business that might want to do live streaming sessions?
You got to do it really well. So even if you're a community manager out there and you want to make live content for your business you're working to manage, this is your opportunity. Reach out to us on Discord because we'll show you just how to do it so that you are shining like a bright star instead of struggling along and feeling like everything is a flaw.
Oh,
I see a lot of people
imposter
starting and they're
syndrome.
like, I'm not doing it right. Like, we can be there to help you in the live streams, encourage you, be your support, and help you just be yourself and shine brightly on these platforms.
Mhm. When you're getting started, I definitely recommend a schedule.
Oh,
So
yes.
the events that Sam's been talking about, because like when you first start, you want to get people in there. And how do they know when to be there if you're not letting them know or having an easy place for them to find your schedule?
Hmm.
That's one thing that I could have done way better over the last couple of years. I'm just now getting there, you know?
Well, it takes a while to
Sometimes,
develop what's going to work
sometimes,
well.
right. So you've got Discord events. You set it up. It goes in, onto your calendar. People can go in your Discord and be like, what's going on today? Oh, this event's today, or it's tomorrow. Okay, I didn't miss it. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll set a reminder. I'll say I'm interested.
Yeah.
You can use Twitch. Twitch has a schedule feature. Sam has showed me a really cool way where I can just put it in my Google. I can put it on Twitch. Twitch puts it into a Google Calendar for you. Google, we use ChronicleBot for Discord.
Right.
ChronicleBot will take your Google Calendar and make an event on Discord, and then it's good to go there too. It made
And then
it so I'm not
Discord
having to.
will
Oh,
put it
go ahead. There's another step. I
on
haven't done enough.
Discord. You can have your community export it to their calendar on Google. So you
And
get
then
it from
it's
your
in their
Google Calendar
personal
to their
calendar.
Google Calendar in forced automations.
Yes, it sounded like a lot of steps, but if I wasn't importing the calendar, I would have to make an event in each separate spot and type it
Right.
all out, and that takes so much time. These make it easy for reoccurring. So if you know for sure on Tuesday at 2 o'clock you're going to be there, put an event in, make it reoccurring, like let people know.
Hmm.
So that, yeah, you'll have more people show up. And since I've been doing it, some people show up to my stream before I'm there and they're in chat and they're like, hi, I'm waiting on the stream. And I'm like, this is so exciting because
Yeah.
before I just kind of went live when I felt like it. And that's
Yeah.
fine if you're doing it as a hobby, or I mean, I was full time doing that. So I'm not saying it doesn't work to not have a schedule, but it's really nice when there's already a couple people waiting for you when you get there.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I love the integrations now. They make it super simple. And the more effort you put into branding early on, I think it goes really far because it scales. And you can apply the same branding to your Twitch layouts, your events, your Discord. Branding is pretty important if you're doing it for a business purpose. We'll talk more about that
Mhm.
um, in one of the future sessions. I kind of want to wrap up the event for today. We keep
Okay.
these within an hour, but uh, yeah, we'll get into more of the specific tools, how to use OBS, and we'll talk about more of the integrations for setting up your stream, setting up events, scheduling it out, and going live. So that'll be the focus of our next workshop. I think the automation already put it in Discord. Let me just find that link.
Yeah, I look forward to those. So we'll show you how to do it. And then, yeah, we can touch on branding, your descriptions, your Twitch profile, and
Yeah.
other things like that too, to help get people where you're trying to get them to.
I'll put it here in chat. If anybody wants to check that out, it'll be in the stream channel as well. There's no
Yay.
description on it yet. We will update the description with the topics. We wanted to make sure we knew what we were going to cover today. And yeah, so check that out and you can add it. I'll just show on the calendar on here how to add it. You go to this little drop down when you click share, and then you
Are
click
you
add to
sharing your
Google
screen?
Calendar. It should be picking it up on the stream.
Oh, on your stream. Okay.
Probably won't pick up the Google Calendar part. Let me see. Does it actually pop up? Yeah. It's the little drop down right next to it. Click those little two dots. Click add to calendar. And it will import it onto whatever calendar you want.
Oh,
And
right here.
that way you know exactly when we're going live. You can be there to support us. And when you have your live stream set up, we will do the same and add it to our events. So once I add it to my calendar, I can easily set that calendar to link with the Triba calendar, or BU can link it with hers if she wants. And that's how you get people to, this duplicity effect, where you have a whole bunch of people telling their audience about what you're doing, and vice versa. You know,
Hmm.
you got to make sure you reciprocate.
Yes, yeah. Don't just take, because you're gonna get shunned from the communities really quickly that way.
Yes.
So don't go shooting yourself in the foot. Don't go around to people's live streams and be like, "Hey, I'm a streamer now. Can you come help me?" Or come
Yeah.
watch me. I'm live now. I'm a new streamer. Don't go self promote. Like
Yeah.
self promotion is very frowned upon in the stream communities.
Go read the rules for Triba and then just follow that for every stream. Add value first. There's no shame in collaborating and cross-pollinating, but you want to let that be from them. And when B gives a shout out, it means a lot to me. Like when somebody gives you a shout out, that's so much better than you saying, "Guys, you like this? Come check out mine too. We do the same thing." Just not cool. Not cool, man.
Mm-mm.
Make friends. They will talk about you if you're genuine and open.
For sure.
Yeah.
This has been great. This is fun.
Definitely. Awesome. Our first one, I didn't really put it out there on all the socials or anything. We just wanted to test out the format. So if you're watching the VOD, thanks for listening to the whole thing. We will be posting some more information on the next ones, and we hope to see a lot more of you there.
Yeah, I'm excited. Please let us know what you want to learn and what you want to hear from these workshops so
Yes.
that we can cater them for you. And yeah, we'll dive a lot deeper into these topics as we continue to do this. So.
And thank you so much, B, for joining us, for coming up with all these awesome topics to talk about and sharing your experience. It really means a lot to me.
Well, thank you, Sam. I've really enjoyed doing this. Thanks for pushing me to expand and grow a little bit.
Well, I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, so you kind of just stepped in at the perfect moment, and I was like, wow, all this experience, all this energy and passion, let's do it. This is the time. So it's kind of just happening. If anyone has any ideas or thoughts or wants to be part of it, hit us up.
Yep. We will be here. All
right. Thanks, B. That's all for today, Triba. Make sure you check out BU's channel, twitch.tv/BUTV. That's BEEYOO, like being yourself, but not spelled that way at all.
Not at all.
And we will see you in the channels, in the chats. Have a good day.
Everyone, see you next time.
Bye.